What if I told you that something as simple as your daily walk could quietly determine the future of your heart, your blood sugar, even how fast you age, and most people don't realize they're doing it wrong until the damage has already begun? Before we go any further, take a second, gently tap that like button and subscribe. Not for me, but for yourself. Because the more you understand your body, the more control you take back over your health. Now listen carefully. I've seen this happen too many times. Someone tells me, "Doctor, I walk every day. I thought I was doing everything right." And yet, their blood sugar keeps rising, their energy keeps dropping, and their body continues to feel older than it should. What I'm about to tell you might surprise you. Walking is powerful. It's one of the most natural, accessible forms of movement we have. But the way you walk, when you walk, even how your body responds during and after that walk, can completely change the outcome. Most people don't realize that a simple walk can either stabilize their blood sugar or silently spike it. It can either strengthen the heart or place subtle stress on it. It can either slow aging or accelerate joint wear without them even noticing. And the truth is, your body starts sending signals early, quiet signals, easy to ignore signals, a slight heaviness after walking, a strange fatigue that doesn't match the effort, a feeling of hunger that comes out of nowhere. These aren't random, they're messages. But here's the problem. Most people brush them off. They assume walking is always safe, always beneficial, always good enough. It's not that simple. Your body is not just reacting to movement, it's reacting to timing, intensity, hydration, posture, and even your internal health conditions. And when these don't align, something subtle begins to shift. Not overnight, not dramatically, but slowly, quietly, consistently. By the time symptoms become obvious, the imbalance has already taken root. That's why this conversation matters more than you think. Because once you understand what's really happening inside your body during something as basic as walking, you start seeing the difference between movement that heals and movement that quietly harms. And in the next few minutes, you may begin to recognize signs you've been overlooking for years. Most people don't realize that one of the biggest mistakes they make isn't whether they walk, it's when they walk. I want you to think about your routine for a moment. Do you usually walk early in the morning on an empty stomach? Or perhaps later in the evening after a long day? Maybe you walk right after meals, or sometimes you skip days and try to make up for it with longer walks. What I'm about to tell you might surprise you. The timing of your walk has a direct effect on how your body handles blood sugar, energy, and even fat storage. I've seen patients who walked every single day, yet their blood sugar levels remained unstable, not because walking wasn't helping, but because their timing was working against their body. When you walk immediately after a heavy meal, especially one high in refined carbohydrates, your body is already dealing with a surge in glucose. A gentle walk in that moment can actually help your muscles use that glucose more efficiently. It may support better blood sugar control and prevent sharp spikes. But here's where it gets interesting. If that walk becomes too intense or too long, especially if your body is not used to it, it can trigger stress hormones like cortisol. And cortisol, in some cases, may cause your blood sugar to rise instead of stabilize. Now imagine doing this every day without realizing it. You think you're helping your body, but internally, your system is getting mixed signals. On the other hand, walking on an empty stomach, something many people believe is ideal, doesn't always work the same for everyone. For some, it may help with fat metabolism, but for others, especially those with underlying blood sugar concerns, it can lead to dizziness, weakness, or even a sudden drop in energy that lingers for hours. I've had patients tell me, "I feel exhausted after my morning walk, but I thought that was normal." It's not always normal. It's information. Your body is telling you something about how it's responding. And here's the deeper truth. Your body thrives on rhythm, consistent timing, balanced intensity, predictable patterns. When those are aligned, walking becomes incredibly powerful. It can improve insulin sensitivity, support heart health, and even enhance mental clarity. But when they're misaligned, even slightly, the benefits begin to fade, and subtle stress begins to build. The difference is often invisible at first, until one day it isn't, and that's where awareness changes everything. Next, section 3, there's something else most people never pay attention to, and it may be quietly affecting your joints, your heart, and even how efficiently your body uses oxygen. It's not how long you walk, it's how you walk. I want you to picture this clearly. A slightly rounded back, shoulders leaning forward, short, dragging steps, arms barely moving. It seems harmless, doesn't it? But I've seen this pattern again and again. People walking daily, committed and consistent, yet unknowingly placing strain on their body with every single step. What I'm about to tell you might surprise you. Your posture while walking directly affects how your lungs expand, how your heart pumps, and how your muscles engage. When you slouch forward, even slightly, your chest compresses. Your lungs don't fully expand. That means less oxygen reaches your bloodstream, and over time, this can lead to that subtle fatigue many people complain about, even after a light walk. But it doesn't stop there. Poor posture shifts your body's alignment. Your knees and hips begin to compensate. Your lower back absorbs stress it wasn't designed to handle in that way. And here's the part most people don't realize. This kind of stress doesn't always cause immediate pain. It builds quietly. A small stiffness in the morning, a slight discomfort in the knees, a tightness in the lower back that comes and goes. These are early signals. I've seen this happen too many times. People ignore these signs because they believe walking is always safe, always gentle. But when done with poor mechanics, it can slowly wear down the very joints it's meant to protect. Now imagine the opposite. A straight spine, relaxed shoulders, a natural arm swing, a steady, confident stride where your heel touches first, then rolls forward smoothly. Suddenly, everything changes. Your breathing becomes deeper. Your circulation improves. Your muscles engage the way they're supposed to. Walking transforms from a passive habit into an active, full-body movement that supports your health from the inside out. And here's the truth. Your body keeps a record of how you move every single day, not just whether you move, but how. And over time, that record becomes your strength or your strain. There's something else most people never pay attention to, and it may be quietly affecting your joints, your heart, and even how efficiently your body uses oxygen. It's not how long you walk, it's how you walk. I want you to picture this clearly. A slightly rounded back, shoulders leaning forward, short, dragging steps, arms barely moving. It seems harmless, doesn't it? But I've seen this pattern again and again. People walking daily, committed and consistent, yet unknowingly placing strain on their body with every single step. What I'm about to tell you might surprise you. Your posture while walking directly affects how your lungs expand, how your heart pumps, and how your muscles engage. When you slouch forward, even slightly, your chest compresses. Your lungs don't fully expand. That means less oxygen reaches your bloodstream. And over time, this can lead to that subtle fatigue many people complain about, even after a light walk. But it doesn't stop there. Poor posture shifts your body's alignment. Your knees and hips begin to compensate. Your lower back absorbs stress it wasn't designed to handle in that way. And here's the part most people don't realize. This kind of stress doesn't always cause immediate pain. It builds quietly. A small stiffness in the morning, a slight discomfort in the knees, a tightness in the lower back that comes and goes. These are early signals. I've seen this happen too many times. People ignore these signs because they believe walking is always safe, always gentle. But when done with poor mechanics, it can slowly wear down the very joints it's meant to protect. Now, imagine the opposite: a straight spine, relaxed shoulders, a natural arm swing, a steady, confident stride where your heel touches first, then rolls forward smoothly. Suddenly, everything changes. Your breathing becomes deeper, your circulation improves, your muscles engage the way they're supposed to. Walking transforms from a passive habit into an active, full-body movement that supports your health from the inside out. And here's the truth: your body keeps a record of how you move every single day, not just whether you move, but how. And over time, that record becomes your strength, or your strain. There's another silent factor that almost no one talks about. Yet, it can completely change how your body responds to your daily walk, and that is your pace. Most people don't realize that walking too slowly or even too fast can quietly limit the benefits your body is trying to gain. Let me explain. I often hear patients say, "Doctor, I walk for 30 minutes every day." But when I ask them how they walk, they pause. Because the truth is, there's a difference between simply moving your legs and walking in a way that actually stimulates your body. A very slow, casual stroll may feel comfortable, and yes, it's better than not moving at all, but it may not be enough to gently challenge your qalb, your muscles, or your metabolism. Your body needs a signal, a reason to adapt, a reason to improve. And that signal often comes from a slightly elevated pace, a walk where your breathing becomes a little deeper, your arms naturally swing, and your heart rate rises just enough to say, "Something is happening here." But here's where many people go wrong. They push too hard. They turn a simple walk into something intense, almost like a race. Their breathing becomes heavy, their body tenses, and instead of feeling energized afterward, they feel drained. What I'm about to tell you might surprise you. When walking becomes too intense, especially for those over 40 or with underlying health concerns, it can place unnecessary stress on the heart and joints. It may also trigger stress responses in the body that work against your goals. I've seen this happen too many times. People start with good intentions. They want faster results, so they walk harder, longer, faster. Believing more is always better. But the body doesn't always respond well to extremes. It responds best to balance. There's a sweet spot in walking, a pace where you can still speak in short sentences, but not sing comfortably. Your breathing is elevated, but controlled. Your body feels active, not strained. This is where real benefits begin to build: improved circulation, better blood sugar control, stronger cardiovascular response, and perhaps most importantly, sustainability. Because the best kind of movement is the one your body can repeat consistently, without resistance, without burnout. So the next time you step outside for a walk, ask yourself something simple. Are you just walking, or are you walking in a way that truly supports your body? Because that small difference, repeated daily, can quietly shape your health in ways you may not see until one day you feel it. There's something even more subtle, something most people overlook completely, and it may be the reason why their daily walk isn't giving them the results they expected. It's not your steps, it's not your timing, it's not even your pace. It's what's happening inside your body before and after you walk. What I'm about to tell you might surprise you. Even mild dehydration, something as simple as not drinking enough water before your walk, can affect your heart rate, your energy levels, and how efficiently your body uses oxygen. I've seen this happen too many times. Someone goes for a walk, comes back feeling unusually tired, maybe even slightly dizzy, and they assume it's because they're out of shape or getting older. But often, it's something much simpler. Their body didn't have what it needed to support the activity. When you're even slightly dehydrated, your blood becomes a bit more concentrated. Your heart has to work harder to circulate it. Your muscles receive less oxygen, and your body begins to feel fatigued much faster than it should. Now imagine repeating that pattern every day. It doesn't feel dramatic. It doesn't feel dangerous, but over time, it adds up. And then there's what happens after your walk. Many people finish walking and either skip hydration completely or reach for something that spikes their blood sugar without realizing it. A sugary drink, a refined snack, something quick, something convenient. But here's the deeper truth. After a walk, your body is in a very responsive state. Your muscles are ready to absorb nutrients. Your system is more sensitive to insulin. This can be a powerful opportunity. Choosing something balanced, like water, a small portion of fruit, or a handful of nuts, may help support recovery and maintain stable energy. But when that opportunity is missed, or replaced with something that causes a rapid spike, your body shifts in a different direction. Energy rises quickly, then drops just as fast. And that cycle can leave you feeling more tired than before you even started. Most people don't connect these dots. They think the walk didn't work. They feel discouraged. They lose motivation. But the truth is, it's not the walking that's failing them. It's the small, invisible habits surrounding it. Because your body doesn't just respond to movement, it responds to preparation, support, and recovery. And when those are aligned, even a simple walk can begin to feel completely different. There's one more hidden factor, and this one often goes completely unnoticed until much later. It's not about how your body feels during the walk. It's about what happens after you stop. Most people don't realize this, but a single good walk cannot fully protect you from the effects of staying inactive for the rest of the day. I've seen this happen too many times. Someone goes out for a 30-minute walk in the morning, feels proud, feels accomplished, and then spends the next 8 to 10 hours sitting at a desk, on a couch, in a car. And what I'm about to tell you might surprise you. Your body doesn't measure health in isolated moments. It looks at patterns. So even if that walk was beneficial, and it absolutely can be, long periods of inactivity afterward may begin to slow down your circulation, reduce insulin sensitivity, and create stiffness in your muscles and joints. It's like pressing the accelerator and then immediately holding down the brakes for the rest of the day. The effects begin to cancel each other out. Now, this doesn't mean your walk is useless, not at all, but it does mean something important. Movement needs to be spread out. Your body thrives on gentle, consistent activity throughout the day, not just one burst of effort. Even small actions can make a difference. Standing up every hour, stretching your legs for a minute or two, walking a few extra steps between tasks. These may seem insignificant, but they send a powerful signal to your body, a signal that says, stay active, stay responsive, stay engaged. I often tell my patients, your body is designed for movement, not just exercise, and there's a difference. Exercise is something you do for a short period. Movement is something your body needs regularly, almost continuously. When you combine the two, your daily walk and consistent light movement throughout the day, something remarkable begins to happen. Your energy becomes more stable. Your joints feel less stiff. Your body starts working with you instead of against you. But when the rest of your day becomes still, even a good habit like walking can lose part of its impact. So here's a simple thought to carry with you. It's not just about the walk you take. It's about the life you live around that walk. And sometimes, the smallest movements, repeated quietly throughout the day, are the ones that protect your health the most. There's one final truth I want to leave with you, and it may be the most important one of all. Because after everything we've talked about, the timing, the posture, the pace, the hydration, the movement throughout your day, none of it matters if one key piece is missing: consistency. Most people don't realize this, but your body doesn't change because of what you do once in a while. It changes because of what you repeat, quietly, consistently, over time. I've seen this happen too many times. Someone starts walking with motivation. The first few days feel good, maybe even the first few weeks. But then life gets busy, energy drops, the routine breaks, and slowly, without realizing it, they return to old patterns. What I'm about to tell you might surprise you. It's not the intensity of your walk that shapes your future health the most. It's your ability to keep showing up, even on the days when you don't feel like it, even when the weather isn't perfect, even when the results aren't immediately visible. Because your body is always adapting. Every step you take is a message. Every day you repeat it is a reinforcement. And over time, those small, consistent signals begin to build something powerful. Stronger qalb, more stable blood sugar, better balance, greater resilience as you age. But here's the deeper truth. These changes don't usually feel dramatic in the moment. They feel subtle, quiet, almost invisible, until one day, you notice something different. You're not as tired as you used to be. Your body feels lighter. Your breathing feels easier. And you realize something has been improving all along. That's how real health works, not in sudden transformations, but in steady, reliable progress. So if there's one thing I want you to take from this conversation, it's this. Don't underestimate the power of a simple daily walk. But also, don't underestimate the importance of doing it with awareness. Walk with intention. Walk with balance. Walk in a way that supports your body, not just today, but years from now. Because the steps you take today are quietly shaping the life you'll live tomorrow. And the most important question is no longer if you walk. It's how you walk, and whether you're ready to truly listen to what your body has been trying to tell you all along.